You'd think the most dangerous moment of an ancient hunt was the hunt itself. The charge, the thrown spear, a half-ton animal trying to kill you before you kill it. It wasn't. The kill was, statistically, the fast part. What came in the hour after, while the animal lay dead in the open snow, is what actually got hunters killed. And the reason has nothing to do with the mammoth and everything to do with something you can't see, can't fight, and can't outrun. A smell. The moment a large animal dies, its body starts broadcasting. Blood cools and spreads across snow or soil. Exposed viscera release gases, and warmth escaping the carcass sends a scent plume drifting for miles on open wind. To predators and scavengers, this isn't subtle. It's closer to a flare fired into the sky. Researchers who study how modern carnivores locate carcasses, work built on decades of field observation in places like the Serengeti, pioneered by paleoanthropologist Robert Blumenschein in the 1980s, found that hyenas, vultures, and other scavengers can detect and arrive at a fresh kill within hours, sometimes faster, depending on wind and terrain. Blumenschein's research was originally designed to answer a very different question: how early humans might have accessed meat by scavenging kills made by other predators. But it revealed something just as important in reverse: a fresh carcass doesn't stay a secret, ever. So the moment that Mammoth's heart stopped, the clock didn't stop with it. It started. Here's the part that sounds obvious until you actually do the math. A mammoth weighing 6 or 7 tons was never coming home with you. Nothing about ancient technology, no sled, no cart, no rope strong enough could move that mass any real distance, which meant the hunt didn't end with the kill. It flipped the entire problem on its head. You couldn't bring the food to safety. You had to bring safety to the food, out in the open, in a valley that every predator for miles could now smell. That single fact turned a successful hunt into a hostage situation with your own dinner. Ecologists have a specific word for what happens next: kleptoparasitism. It's the scientific term for one animal stealing a kill that another animal already made. And it's one of the most common, most dangerous interactions in any predator ecosystem. Lions steal from hyenas. Hyenas steal from wild dogs. And for early humans standing over a mammoth in open terrain, they were now the group most likely to have their kill stolen by wolves, by cave hyenas, by big cats, or by other bands of humans who smelled exactly the same signal. Archaeological sites with mammoth remains often show something telling: butchery marks from stone tools layered directly alongside gnaw marks from large carnivores, sometimes on the very same bones. 2 very different toolkits competing for the same 6 tons, sometimes within the same day. The hunters hadn't just won a meal, they'd just made themselves the most interesting thing in the valley to every other predator in it. So what did they actually do? Not celebrate. Ethnographic accounts of hunter-gatherer groups processing large kills, from Arctic to African hunting bands studied by 20th century anthropologists, describe a strikingly consistent pattern. Speed and organization replace triumph almost instantly. Some members immediately begin cutting and dividing meat. Others build fires, not for warmth, but because flame and smoke are one of the few reliable deterrents against approaching predators. Others simply stand watch, facing outward, spears ready, doing nothing but scanning the tree line. Nobody wasted time posing over the kill. There wasn't time to waste. Every minute spent standing still was a minute the smell had to travel further, and a minute closer to a rival showing up to claim what they hadn't earned. The most dangerous hour of the entire hunt wasn't the charge. It was standing next to your own success, fully exposed, while everything in the wilderness that could smell it started walking toward you. Here's where this stops being a story about mammoths. Success has a strange, consistent side effect that has nothing to do with the Ice Age. The moment you achieve something visible, a promotion, a launch, a win anyone can see, you don't just gain a reward, you gain exposure. Suddenly, you're the one other people are watching, competing with, or quietly trying to take something from. The danger doesn't arrive before the success. It arrives right after it, when you're standing in the open with something everyone else can now see you have. Most people brace hard for the difficulty of achieving something, Almost nobody braces for the specific, different kind of pressure that shows up the moment they actually get it. The ancient hunters understood this instinctively, standing over that carcass with their guard fully up instead of their guard finally down. Modern humans, mostly, don't. We tend to relax exactly when we should be watching the tree line. The mammoth was never the hard part. Finding it, tracking it, even killing it, that was a problem with a beginning and an end. What came after had no clean ending, just an hour of standing in the open, guarding something valuable, while the world quietly noticed what you'd done. That instinct, the one that tells you the moment right after a win is not the moment to relax, is older than agriculture, older than fire, older than almost anything else we've kept. The mammoth is long gone. The tree line is still there. You're just watching a different one now.